2021, and the stream is live, or at least it should be. I should update the title and everything now that I think about it, and I should go on my phone to double check that it is actually updated, because Twitch has been known to not do that. You know, it would be nice if it would be nice if it told me what my stream actually was. That would be nice. Yay, okay. I just wanted to make sure that Selenium and Java were included in the title because they're sort of relevant keywords, so that people know what we're doing. Anyway, one of the things that I have been thinking about here is I want to rename this. I'm very particular about names. Oh, that's not how you rename things. I'm dumb. Alright, so we're going to call this onClick, and we're going to call this onGetText, because that's going to be the sort of naming convention for our interactor methods here. One thing I want to do is I want to fix this logic, and I have a vague idea of how we can do it. So, what we're going to do is we're going to have a meta annotation. That's right, we're going to get about as meta as we can get here. So we're going to have a meta annotation, and I think we're going to call it something like interactor configuration or something. Or no, maybe decorator configuration? Configuration. I'm going to call it that. So the idea is basically that this is going to hold this is going to hold a reference to the way, or to a class, and that class is going to have a method on it that does the configuration for the interface. I think that will work. I can't remember if annotations can have, we can actually look it up. Java annotations. Can we say default method? Can we have, no, so we can't. We can only have them on an interface, which, we don't want default. Oh, that's unfortunate. I mean, we could do it, we could have an enum value. I know, but I don't want to do that. I mean, because what we could also, well, no. Basically, I want a way to store some code that does the configuration. I want a way to point to the method that the decorator has for each particular annotation. So on click, I want it to point to setClickInteractor. That's what I want to do, but I can't think of how to do that right now. Because in Java, there's no way to reference a method at compile time. So my thought was to have a default method on an interface, but that won't work because you can only, because you would need to create an instance of it to actually run that. And I don't think you can point to, I don't think you can point an annotation to a lambda. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that we can't, I mean, we could find it through reflection, but I really don't like that. We could have a, we could have an enum for it, which I've seen, but I don't like that either. I really don't like that. I want it to be configured on here. So I mean, the way that it would, well, I mean, we could use the type, because we could point to the class and then inject the argument. Oh, I really don't like that. I mean, I think we can do it though. I mean, you have, so you can have static void a. Can you actually have methods on annotations? I can't remember. You cannot. But you can store static methods on interfaces. So we could have, well, I really don't like any of this. I don't like any of our options. It's really annoying. Because what I was thinking, so we'd have, whoops, not that. Say have at decorator configuration. Decorator configure. Really? You don't like that? Oh yeah, because it's .method.annotation type. So any annotation will allow a decorator configurator. No. Decorator configuration, yes. Because I was thinking you could have a public interface, and you could call you could have it called, you know, like configure click interactor, and then that would have a method. It would have a, see, here's the problem, is that it can't be a static method because the static method can't be inherited. But I guess there could be a default method, but that wouldn't work either because default methods are instance methods. Oh, that's so annoying. Oh, wait, are default methods instance methods? Java default method. It's a new functionality, industry describe, enable you interfaces, libraries, binary compatibility, time client. Actually, I'll just answer my own question here. So my question is, can I still reference a default method? Let's get rid of this. Let's go to main here. And we'll show you some interesting things about Java if you're not aware. So if you're not aware, let's call this called static void. Actually, we don't need to do that. So if you're not aware, if you have some class, say public class config, we'll say configuration, yes. If you have a, or actually, you have, let's say, a static member, so say, you know, public static void do something, right? Since this is static, you don't like this. Why don't you like that? It can only be declared because it's static class. Yeah, there we go. So as far as I know, if you say logger dot, you know, info, say hello world, or at least it was my understanding at one point that you could do, say null, and then you could cast it to whatever you wanted, whatever interface you wanted. So say configuration, and then say do something. And in theory, this shouldn't yield a null pointer because do something is a static reference, it's a class method. So if I run this, let me just see, yeah, it doesn't give a null pointer. So the important thing there is that we are calling a method without an instance. That's important because in an annotation, we will have an instance of the annotation, but we won't. Actually, can an annotation, Java annotation implement? I don't think it can. No. Yeah, okay. You probably can't do it because they don't want you adding default methods to annotations because they're not loaded the way that you might think. So the question is, if we now change this to, let's say, an interface, oh, whoa, that doesn't work? Cannot be accessed. Oh, what? Because it can only be accessed. That's interesting. Why is that true? That's very strange. Okay. This is a static way of accessing that. Okay, so let's see if we do public default. Let's just say default because we don't need to. Say default void. So this will compile, but does this run? I don't think it does, right? Because it's a null pointer? Yeah, it's a null pointer. So because it's a class level method, it's not, or because it's, I guess default methods are not considered static even though they reference static code. I guess theoretically they could reference something within the interface's scope. Oh god, that really sucks. Why does that, why? Ugh, sucks. Alright, these are technically not lines of code, so Eclipse, well actually no, I think Eclipse is fine with these. Yeah, he's fine with them, okay. That's unfortunate. So if that's true, what we need is a way to reference code. I just don't like the idea of finding it through reflection. I like the idea of having a vague idea of what we're going to get back. So let's see here. We'll create a new thing. We'll call this interactor configurer. That should work. And then we will give it some generic type, say I extends interactor. Interactor, yes. And we could say, you know, configure, void configure. And it would be interactor. And then have the element decorator. Interactor decorator. Say decorator. Yeah, and so we can have that. The only problem is we can only point to this class, we can't point to an instance of it. I mean, we could create a new instance and store it in a map. I guess there's no issue with that. I really hate doing that, though. But actually, that might work. I think that will work. Though an annotation can't be... An annotation can't have... not a huge fan of it. But actually, it's probably fine? Question mark? You should have actions, interactors, element, interactor configure. Probably so interactors and then dot configurers, probably. Configurers. So you'd have then the click, say click on configurer. And then that would implements annotator interactor configurer for the click interactor. For any click interactor, and then so we add this. So this would be decorator dot set interactor or dot set click interactor. Basically, that's what we want to do. And so this way we have statically bound code that or not statically bound, but like statically typed code that works. So then in the onClick, you would say default, no, you'd say value be a, what did I just call it? Be an interactor configurer. Be some class where I extends interactor configurer. No, it wouldn't be I. It'd be some type extends interactor configurer. Value, right? So we don't. I don't think we can. I don't think we can put a generic argument in the annotation. I want to test that. Is that true? No. Okay, you're not allowed to do that. I figured you weren't. That wouldn't make any sense. Okay, but with that, we would say at decorator configuration, and then actually what we can do is we can move this declaration into here, I believe. And I think it's automatically static, so it would be the onClick configurer.class. And you don't like that because why? You most certainly can be resolved to a type, I promise you. What am I doing? We don't need this. Why would we need this? We don't. It's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Hang on, you are confused. Wait, why are you trying to import yourself? Wait, why can we not reference? Surely we can reference that. Surely you are just confused, Java. Alright. No, at on click configurer.class. Really? Why does that not work? That makes no sense to me. Does it have to be declared static? No. Let's say annotation class cannot Java class on annotation cannot be referenced. Directly referenced from required.class files. No, like seriously, why doesn't that work? Module.annotations. No, seriously, why doesn't that work? Nested class, yeah. You need to define it like this, the add interface. Does it not? But it... It's described. Could the source be something like this? If it's not the case, no. Like it says in the Java doc, this is defined as. So this method is not nested to independent annotations. No, that's not what I want. Yeah. Really? Okay. Yeah, sure, why not? Wait. Why is that valid? Are they automatically static? Java annotation specification. And this should be for, whoops, nope. Java 13, or 13. Java SE 13, that's fine. What on earth is this nonsense? Java spec 13, spec. Let's check that out. Java specifications, okay. For Java 13, Java specification, let's go to HTML. Alright, so how do we Annotation types, yes. Okay, if it has the same name as any, okay, that's fair. Inherits several, unless explicitly, rules, annotations, yes, of course. Can only return this, of course. Compile type error, yep. No elements, yep, sure. Defaults for annotations, yep. Repeatable annotations, sure. Annotation types, nope. Nope. Nested. A nested interface is any... No. Okay, I don't know. I'll figure it out later. But I mean, that looks right to me. But yeah, you could do something like this. And so basically, the decoration configure just has a more static, a more strongly typed way of referencing that. So basically, on the on-click annotation, anything that can be configured into a decorator needs to be configured into the decorator. That way, I think we can pass this in. Really, this generic doesn't really matter. Because we'll know that we have the configure method. And we can always guarantee that it's an interact, but we can't guarantee. No, it should be fine because it'll be of type object, I believe. All right, let's test it out. Okay. So basically, what do we need to do? So the annotations, yeah, sure, that's good. So if not, annotations.is empty, sure. So what we need is a var, and this is going to be the configurer type to instance, configurer type to instance. Is a new hash map. And so the type is going to be, it's going to be class of something extends interactor configurer. Nope, we don't need any of that nonsense. That's fine. So that's the first part, and then it's going to be basically an interactor configurer. Like that, yeah. Why do you not like that? We need to import you. That's fine. Okay. So for each one, so if annotations is not empty, we create the decorator. Okay. And then for each annotation, what we want to do is we want to check var meta annotations equals annotation dot get Is it get class dot get annotations dot get annotations? And then we would say if meta annotations dot contains, wait. Oh right, we want a list. Arrays dot as list. Lists are slightly better to work with than arrays. I'll say dot contains, and what it's going to be is it's going to be a reference to the decorator configuration dot class. Then, so if it doesn't contain it, then we probably want to just continue, because whatever annotations it contains, none of them are going to be relevant. It is unlikely that this... oh, right. It's not .class, it's map, or no, we want to stream. I want to do a stream and then map, say, no, because that should be, oh no. Annotation to get class, And then we want to collect collectors to list. Yes. So just put the mapping operation down there. So these are the meta annotation classes. And so if one of them contains that, oh no, wait, what am I doing? That's dumb. Okay, no. Configuration is equal to annotation.getClass. Oh no, wait. Hang on, I thought annotation. Can we not get meta annotations? Why can't we do it here? Why does method let you do it, but annotation doesn't? Annotation. No, because we don't want to do that. Why can't I do get class? Oh, now I can get annotation. Yeah, there we go. And then it's the decorator configuration dot class. And so we'll say if configuration is not, say if configuration is null, then we return, or not return, we continue, because we want to go to the next iteration of the loop, right? So if we don't have any configuration, we go to the next iteration of the loop. Otherwise, what we want to do is we want to say var configurer class is equal to configuration.value. And we want to say if configurer type toInstance.contains key configurer class. If that's not true, then what we want to do is we want to say basically add one configurer. So say var configurer is equal to configurer class dot get constructors dot get constructor dot new instance. With none of that. You don't like this because we need a try catch, which I mean we'll just try. Whoops, no. What we want is what do we want? We want to try catch here. We want to just grab any exceptions because yeah. Can figure out which ones are thrown later. But for now, I just want this to work. So that's the configure, and so what we want to do is we want to say configure type to instance dot put. We want to put the configurer class with the configurer itself. So this is sort of our sort of the cache of instances. I mean, technically we only need the instances because you can't mess with static code with inheritance, which is sad. Yes, it does use a little bit of reflection and dynamic instances and stuff like that. The alternative is to get a method or define a method by the type name or the return type or the name, which are not any better because they still use inheritance, or not inheritance, but reflection. So yeah, it's not really super relevant that this is bad because we really can't make it better. Your dot error. I just want to pass in error exception. You don't like this because you want string. Okay. Something went wrong. Failed to. Something went wrong. I don't know. Yeah, something went wrong. Keep that for the moment. We'll fix that later. So yeah, now what we need to do. Actually. what we can do here, rather than taking in the interactor, actually I think what we want to do is we want to say new click interactor. Is that right? Or actually what we could say, could have, is we could create a void, no, I get instance, yeah, that'll work. And that'll be more of a factory. And then we can add that, that'll be a click interactor. So basically this just, I don't know, it's a way of statically linking the constructor. Yeah, no, that's just no better. Nope, nope, not having it. Nope, nope, not having it. Alright, so that's the configurer. We've basically created a cache of it, and then we're going to say the actual configurer, configurer, is equal to configure type doInstance.get configurer class, because we know that we have it because we just added it. So say check for configuration. Add configurer instance if we don't have one. And then now with the configurer, what we want to do is we want to execute its configuration code, but we need to create an instance of the actual interactor. So it would be interactor equals annotation. Oh, we don't have, okay. So this is the other problem. Yeah, that is kind of a problem. So actually, okay, back to the drawing board with that. So yeah, I new instance. Yeah, and this is just the static linking code for a new instance of click interactor. So just say return new click interactor. But that won't work. Okay. Huh. Yeah, that really won't work. Just say click, or no, on click annotation. And what we will have, but this doesn't work because say I extends interactor and A extends annotation. There we go. So we'll say new instance A annotation. No, actually, just configure from A annotation. There we go, that'll work. So now we don't have to worry about any of this nonsense. We don't have to worry about creating the instance ourselves either. Because we have the values, we'll have a statically bound, we'll have the class at least. It's not going to help, is it? Let's say, this is an instance of A and I, okay. So from onClick, it will give us a click interactor. So we'll say A, no. Yeah, A annotation. No, it's onClick. Yes, okay. And then, because we can't get the value. Oh, that's so annoying. We have the value here, though. Like, it's tempting to just have the new instance, but we can't do that because we don't have the class. I just really don't like... I really don't like, reflection. We might have to use it here. Yeah, I think we do. Don't think we have a choice. Because I don't think annotation has value by default. It's so sad. Say I interactor. Let's say click interactor. Save that. Alright. So we have all of that. We can get rid of test script, that's fine. So the interactor is going to be annotation. Dot value. Nope. Alright. I mean, we can always cast it to an interactor annotation. Yeah, I guess that's better than... Well, actually it won't. Won't compile. This is what I hate about annotations. Oh, I hate it so much. I really hate this. Oh, I really hate this so much. I don't know how you're supposed to do this with Java. Like, I don't know what they expect you to do. I mean, yeah, we can create some kind of cache, but like, would that really be any better? Yeah, we want to avoid doing this, because if you add some kind of interactor later, you don't want this. I mean, I don't want to go and get the method every time, so what we could do is create another cache, which might be the thing so far. Annotation to value equals new hash map. It's going to be some annotation. No, it's going to be some class. Blank extends annotation to a function given something that extends an annotation. It will give you back something that extends an interact. It'll give you an interactor. That's all you really know about it. That's annotation class to getter. So I guess what we would say if, sure, we need to check the annotation as well. Actually, if we don't have a configuration, there's no point in executing this code. So what we'll say is if annotation class to getter what do you think that is? Out of curiosity. You think that's an object. Well, why do you think that's an object? No, seriously, why do you think that's an object? not understand? Now you'd understand. Yeah, I don't know why you didn't understand before with var. So I was explicitly declaring the type. Okay, no, seriously, what is your problem? No, seriously, what is the problem? If it contains key... Oh, there we go. Now you don't like that. Okay, I understand. Why? No, like, why? That's why. Then you can find interactor here. Now we can put this into here. You couldn't do it before because you couldn't resolve any of that, but you didn't know that you couldn't resolve any of it. God, what a terrible compiler. Alright, so if it contains key, say var annotation class equal, well, no, we can just say annotation.getClass. So if it contains that, if it doesn't contain that, then what we need to do is we need to say annotation class together dot put, and we'll say annotation class annotation dot get class value. So we'll say the var getter is equal to annotation dot get class dot get method. Then it's going to be named get method. Seriously, value. Thankfully, it has no parameters. Yep, and then it will be a getter. Well, actually, what it'll be is it'll be a lambda that takes an annotation, takes some a, and gives back getter dot apply or dot invoke. Oh, but you can't throw an exception from a lambda, which I think this will throw many. So this would be invoke. Invoke object args. So what we would invoke is just the getter, or no, we'd invoke the getter on A. And I think that's all we'd have to do. Then of course it cannot convert from object to interactor. Right, because you don't know what it returns. That's fine, we will just cast to interactor. Now you don't like it because there are errors, at which point we can just create a private static invoke getter. At which point we don't want to exit out. Oh god. This always gets worse. So just return this. Annotation. Getter.invoke. And then we'll have a method, call it getter. Actually, no, because what we'll do is we will, no, we don't want that, actually. Do this. No, wait, no, we won't. What am I doing? We'll get that, and then we will say some method, or call it getter. Gonna invoke some method on some annotation, right? Return this. And then surround with try catch, nope. Surround with multi-try catch, yep. And then this will just return null. I hate doing that, but we really don't have a choice. At least not at the moment. I'll save that, yeah. Actually, I think all of these throw the same thing. Let me just do this. Are you okay with that? You seem okay with that. You have that. Alright, and then we will just say unable to invoke getter. And of course, we'll have to fix this error handling later. And this we will say page factory invoke getter. Yeah, wait, you don't like that? Why? Okay. Say a to invoke getter with the getter and annotation. Okay, you don't like this, right? Add exceptions to the existing try catch, yeah. Okay, that might vaguely work. Invoke getter, not on annotation, on A. Right. So why do you not like that? Add to the surrounding try, yep, sure, nope. And the exception, yeah, this catches literally every exception. It's amazing. So yeah, now that we've done that, what we were going to say is the var getter is going to be an annotation class toGetter dot get annotation dot get class. Really, we could just say var annotation class equals. It's annoying me. And plus, I think there's some weirdness with annotations, annotation classes that we're gonna have to resolve. So this is annotation dot get class get dot annotation dot get class. No. Get dot annotation, right? Or annotation. Nope. I think it's still, yeah, there we go. So that's the getter. And then what we want to say is, so this will get us the value, which will return, no, wait. No, this is a class. So this doesn't yield an interactor. No, this yields a value. Oh boy. Alright, so this is configure a class. We create a new instance of that. We want to get the value. So this is actually going to return a class that extends extends. It doesn't actually matter what it extends. Now that I think about it. So this will do that, but you can't convert from that to that. That's fine. This will just give you back a class, which this should just give you back a class, which is fine because we know it will. There we go. Alright. So what we want to say is, now this is the getter. So we would say getter dot apply to our annotation, which is the interactor class. Why do you not like that? Oh yeah, you can't do that because of that. So we apply. No, wait, why? No, seriously, why can't you? Oh, annotation class, right. Apply this to our annotation class. No, we don't. No, we don't. We apply this to our annotation. Wait, what? So we can apply, wait, what? So capture if something extends annotation doesn't... Inapplicable to arguments annotation. It's anything that extends annotation. I mean, fine? Okay, sure, why not? So that's the interactor class that we get back. And so the interactor is going to be interactor class dot get constructor dot new instance. We're not going to, we don't need to actually do anything here. We don't need to actually pass any arguments in, but now what we can say is configurer dot configure the decorator and the interactor. And why? Nope, nope, it is an interactor. Yeah, I know that's not type safe. I really don't care. Alright, so that should work now for anything, so long as it is set up correctly. So in theory, the way this should work is it should go to the decorator configuration, then go to the configurer, create an instance of it, and then what it will do is it'll go in, check the type of this, whatever this returns. It will create an instance of that, and then call this configure method on it, which just should work. I think. Now, let us see, because what would be nice... Nope, I don't want to do any of that. That shouldn't be relevant anymore. Now we just need to basically copy-paste this. And this should be a on get text configurer. Just an interactor configurer for get... it should be a text interactor. How did I define the interactor there? Element text interactor. Yes. Okay. So text interactor. Yes. So this will give us this, and then we just say set text interactor. Yes. Then with this we say at decorator configuration. So the configuration is on get text dot on get text configurer dot class. And in theory that should just work. Let's see what happens. Actually, in the test, no, in the pages. So this is our test page. We do have, let's say we have the click configuration. No, wait. Actually, I don't think, no, wait, it doesn't matter. Yeah, okay. So this will now, oh, it's on click. Click. Alright, and so what that should do, presumably this will crash for something. So we get, okay. Wait, that was an assertion error? That's what happened? Of all things? You're kidding me. I refuse to believe that that just worked. Okay, so annotation, which is on get text. Yep. Okay. And what happens? Ah, it didn't work. Okay. That's what I thought. So specifically, where does it fail? Does it actually give back configuration? Or wait. So what is the... So this is the on-click annotation, but the configuration had null. So this gets the proxy class. That's what I thought. So is it get superclass? Is that the one that returns? We'll return the actual annotation class. Yeah, seriously, how do you get it? Instead, use retention policy runtime. Nope. Java class, get annotation. Java, get class of annotation. Oh, is it annotation type? Use annotation type to reference the annotations class. Okay. So is it not get class? Is it annotation type? That's what it is. All right. That makes more sense. Okay, so annotation, annotation class is that. There we go. Okay, so let's try that again. Okay, so configuration. So yes, the decorator configurer now just works. Okay. Now, if we did that right, this will not fail. That failed. Okay. Wait. No, wait, now I'm really confused. Oh, did I not know I had that? No, now I'm really confused. Like, I was not confused. Like, actually, but no, really, like, what is going on here? So the configurer class, so the configuration is not null. Okay, that's good. So configuration, H is an advanced invocation handler. The class is what? That, okay. Annotation.get method, no. Annotation type. Okay, I think that's better. Okay, so we can skip through this. Okay, so the configurer class is equal to what? On getTextConfigure. Yes, that's correct. Then what we want to do is we want to go forward one. Awesome. So it looks like we ended up finding the getter. Yes. And it's an abstract. Perfect. Okay. Let's go forward. Whoa. Okay. Now the interactor. Okay, so wait. The annotation, that's fine. Configure, we have the getter, we have the interactor class, which is the text value interactor. Okay. And then now we have the decorator, which exists. Now we have this, which is the text value interactor. Yes, perfect. Alright then, so as long as we never hit the error, that worked. Oh my god, that worked. That shouldn't work. That's insane. Oh, I love that. That's great. Okay. So now I believe that is a completely generic way to configure annotations. So now there is no need. Yeah, there is no need to, oh, actually, that's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. So, get method. So this is a method. Yeah, that's a problem. All right, so annotations. Are all of these actually? Do we even need these? This is .stream. Ooh, map. So class, okay, that's how it works. So basically what we need is we just need to say, right, okay. So what we need to say is var annotations equals method.getAnnotations. And then we would say arrays.asList. Because this method is the element method, I believe. And so this annotations, if I can spell it right, and oh no, it isn't. Have I really been spelling that wrong the whole time? Annotations? Yeah, annotations. There we go. So this does that, but we want to filter it where, so we want to filter it where the annotation has configuration. So dot filter, so say dot stream dot filter annotation such that annotation dot get, no, dot annotation type dot get annotation decorator configurer is not null. Is not null dot collect dot collectors dot collect collectors dot collectors dot to list. And so now this should be the configuration, yeah. Annotation type dot get annotation. That way we don't need to check for the configuration because we already have it. Sure, we have to look up the configuration twice. That does suck, but so yeah, that does kind of suck, but I don't know, we can get over that. It's just double checking it. Basically, we just, that way we don't have to do any fancy stuff here to check whether or not to create the decorator. If annotations is empty, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna continue. No, we're not, because we can't do that. If not annotations, that is empty. Okay. It would be nice to jump that, but we can't. So in theory, this should run as well. So yeah, looks like it works. As far as how we can test that, that will be interesting. Well, actually, what we can do is we can have on input, because I think we have an input, element. we have an input in our thing, yeah. Element input, then the user inputs ABC, or ABC dot int, or no, I'll say hello world. Hello world into the element input. Okay. And so what we will do is we will make this run. Then the element input has the text hello world. Alright. So this should work. It should run. And then we'll make it crash to prove that the verification is working. Then we'll add an interactor. Ah, but that doesn't clear it. Okay, that's fine. It'll break. Perfect. Yeah, we'll say and inputs this. Oh, we'll say and say then the user clears the text in the element input. Okay, whoops. Then the user does that, and that, then that. Perfect. So we'll clear it. We don't do the click stuff. That's fine. We'll do the click stuff. You don't need that. Then, cool. So theoretically this should run, and then we'll make it crash. We'll basically add an input interactor, and then we'll never touch the page factory, and then it'll just work. And it'll be amazing. Okay. Yeah. So now our challenge is to add the on input annotation to configure the input interactor. So say on input, and basically we'll just grab on click and then just change the word input. Oh, whoop. Say like that. We'll call this on input. It's on input. Input interactor. That reminds me, did we change this on the text interactor? Yes, we did. So this is the input interactor, and this is on input configurer, right? And so this will be a input interactor, and then we say set input interactor equals interactor. Okay, so all we did was we added this class, and now we can go to the interactor's input. Now let's just say we create a class and we say, throw, let's say input error or input uppercase interactor. This is a cool one. So we'll go here, and then that needs to just implements input interactor. Cool. It'll give us a bunch of things. It'll say, okay, input, whatever. So basically what we're going to say is we're going to say element.input. Let's say send keys. And then it's going to be input dot, can we call to uppercase? ToString dot to uppercase. Yeah. There we go. Whenever we do this, what'll happen is this will just convert whatever we pass into uppercase. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to now set this onto the page, so the test page here. We're going to say, hey, for this input, the on input, what you're going to use is you're going to use the input uppercase interactor.class. And what this will do, if we did everything right, is the page factory will automatically pick this up. It will inject this input interactor in, and our script will crash because we're verifying hello world to be lowercase when it should be uppercase. That should happen. And if it does, I will be very happy. Well, it was processed. It did actually work. So it expected hello world, and it got this. This is the uppercase representation of a character sequence. So, hooray, it works. Isn't that insane? We didn't even have to touch the page factory, and now it just works. Oh, that's so great. It makes me so happy. Alright, and so in theory that code should still run, and the decorator should also never be created. In this case, this will actually cause the script to fail, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah. This will actually cause the script to fail, but it won't really matter. What we should be able to do is we should be able to go to the decorator, wherever I might have put that. I wish I could remember. Not a target. It's probably an implementation. It's the element interactor decorator. This will never get created, is that right? Yeah. Is equals 1, sure. Basically, this should never get called. And we do have to remember to delete the uppercase interactor. We can't know if it's called, because I did not debug that. I just ran that. Okay. Now let's debug this and see what we get. So if I did it right, it'll never get created because there was no decorator necessary. We got this from the assertion. I don't know why there's a breakpoint there, but who cares? Yeah, so this failed in the assertion. That's perfectly fine. And so then, if my theory is also correct, what we will find is that if I uncomment any interactor, it will then create the, will then actually create it. So if we uncomment this input interactor, keep in mind we didn't touch the page factory whatsoever. We didn't touch any code at all. If we run this, it should still crash, but it stops on the element interactor decorator. And there we go. Interactor's done. Ah, that's so good. Ah, that's so good. So happy. So yeah, can mess with all of this, and I'm just gonna erase this for now and delete the input uppercase interactor, but yeah. I'm very happy that that worked. So there is sort of a feature that I've been thinking of for this. The idea is going to be that sometimes you have reusable groups of elements. Yeah, sometimes you have reusable groups of elements. So one thing I was thinking of is like calling it like a section or something. And it would be like something that you could inherit with a page, but it wouldn't be a target in and of itself, or maybe it would. It would be hard to say. But I mean, there's a couple ways to do it. One of them is to have it be something similar to an element where it's returned. The other thing to do would be to have it be extended with page itself. I still gotta think about the pros and cons of that. But actually, I think I might just call it a night, because I can't think of what else I need, or what else I want to do tonight. So one thought comes to mind is I could add all the other configuration stuff. So on displayed, on enabled, unselected, and then on clear. I could do that. I mean, I might as well do that. Let's say on clear. Then we'll just add, nope, not locate by. For on click, change all of this to be on clear, on clear, on clear. This is a clear interactor. Say dot set clear interactor. Why are there two copies of that? No, really, why are there duplicated copies of that? Okay, sure, why not? And this now compiles. Alright, cool. That's on clear. On displayed? Nope. Actually, we can just Control C, Control V. On displayed. On displayed. Displayed interactor. Display is displayed interactor, right? So this goes here, this goes here, this goes here, and this is dot set display. Set is displayed interactor? Yes, okay. We can add that there. We can say on displayed configurer. Okay. There we go. And so we can say, oh, look, Control Shift O. There we go. So we need to do the same for enabled and selected. On enabled. This is an is enabled interactor. Cool. Say dot set is enabled interactor. That's cool. Dot nope. Call this on enabled configure. On enabled configure. Cool. And then just Control Shift O. Perfect. So this targets a method. Yeah, that's perfect. And then on selected, yes. Control C, Control V. On selected. So this is an on selected configure. This is an is selected interactor. Perfect. Set is selected interactor. There we go. Okay, so now all of those should just work, and if we need to add others, we can always add others. Yep. So if I understand, what we can do is we can run as Java application. And this, I can't remember, should this fail or should this pass? Apparently this will pass. That's fine. Okay. Alright, so I will have to think about what I'm going to do next because, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually very happy that that worked out, but yeah, I'm going to have to think about what I want to do next. I'm just kind of chewing through the features that I wanted to add. I know that there are page actions, but I don't know how that's gonna... I don't know, I gotta think. Yeah. I've been at this for like an hour now. Well, an hour and 20 minutes, so my brain is kind of fried. Anyway, I'll probably pick this up tomorrow. Oh yeah, also, more streams and longer streams will be coming next week because I will not have my current job. So, yeah, that'll be fun. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.